Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you are well. If you're new here, hello, my name is Amy. Hit the subscribe button before you leave and come and join our YouTube family. We are a lovely bunch. With that being said, pop the kettle on, pull up a chair and let's go. Well, look at that, the marvels of time travel. Don't tell everyone that I can go back in time and go back to a fresh hair wash and no makeup. Today I thought I'd sit down and record the Blendiful review with you. This is packaging it comes in. A little small disclaimer, I'm a bit nervous about this one today. I'm not normally nervous in my videos, but I'm not a makeup artist, and you know, I know applying makeup is a very personal thing, and I am expecting a few comments to say, you know, you don't do it like that. But I'm not trained, and this is just how I do my thing, and the best way that I've found how to use this Blendiful, because I have seen a lot of very mixed reviews. So as I was saying, it comes in this packaging, which is really cool. It's sort of like a pull-off kind of seal bit on the top, and on the back you've got some cleaning instructions. It says machine wash and dry in a delicate laundry bag. I wash it in a laundry bag, you know, like the white netty ones, but I don't dry this. I just leave it on a flat surface on a towel, or like a reusable makeup wipe, and then just let it to dry for a few hours by itself. I wouldn't pop this in the tumble dryer. And I think it shrunk a little bit in the wash, but not dramatically. It says you can wash it by hands, but be very gentle with it. Don't squeeze it, don't pull it. You know, just be careful. And it says you can blot it dry. Do not bleach and do not dry clean. It's 100% polyester polyethylene. And on the back it says it's cruelty free and it's vegan, which is great. And then it says no harsh lines, Tati, which is quite cool. I will put the price for this down below, because off the top of my head I can't remember how much I paid for it. I think it was about $18, I think. So I'll have a look on her website, refresh my memory, and then convert it down for you into British pounds if you're watching this from the UK. These are the Blendifuls themselves. So we have a larger one, which is absolutely fabulous, and we got the baby Blendiful, which is so cute. I use this one for both face and under my eyes, and I use this one for under my eyes, and I think they both do an absolute marvellous job. I absolutely love them. A small confession that if you've been watching my videos for the past two and a half weeks, I've used this for my makeup before every single video. I'm just hooked. It's just a bit of a pain in the backside that I have to keep washing it every single time I use it, because it does take a little while to dry, whereas my blenders, I've got about 5 or 6 blenders, so I can just keep cycling my way through them and wash them together. But yeah, apart from that, it's fine. I pop mine in the wash with a pod of Daz and a small bit of a Lenore fabric conditioner, and it smells lovely. So let's get in and we'll see, you know, how I apply my makeup using it. I've got a varied range of sort of cream products. I'm just going to do my base with you today, and then I'll hop off camera, do my eyes, pop on my eyebrows, and then we'll come back for a recap. If you see me glancing down sort of towards this way, sorry to point, I've got a mirror, so it's just, you know, I'm just glancing at the side of my face just to see how things are looking. And I do apologise if this lighting is off, but this isn't my usual setup. I'm kind of in the corner of my bedroom, sort of sat at my partner's computer desk, just because I needed a bit of space. I've already applied my primer. I always apply my primers with my fingers. I really like to kind of work them into the skin, and I'm high maintenance when it comes to primer. I use 2. I have several different ones, but these are the ones at the moment that are in my current makeup drawer. I cycle through sort of monthly and just swap things out. So this is the Revolution Pro 24 karat gold serum primer. I absolutely love this. It's got flecks of gold in it, but you actually can't see the flecks of gold on the face, and I don't know if you can see on camera, but it actually leaves a really nice glow, so I quite like it. And I always fill my pores with the Nyx Pore filler. My favourite's the putty primer, but it's not kind of like in this month's cycle. And I normally just go in with a pore filler just on my nose and push it in sort of here of the cheeks. It's why I like to really get my primer in, melting in my hands and get them in my face. Now the foundation I'm going to use today, I've been using this so much. When I first bought this, I absolutely hated it, and then I purchased a different shade, and I think I've got it to work for me, so I've been using it a lot since. It's a Revolution Conceal and Hydrate foundation. I wear the shade 5.5. I'm hoping it transfers on camera okay. What I'm doing, I'm a bit worried, but you know, we're just going to go with it and see how it goes. If you are sitting down watching this, just assume that everything went well. If you're not watching it, then it doesn't really matter because I've deleted the video. But yeah, this is a medium to full coverage. It's a radiance foundation and it has hyaluronic acid in it. I do have, you know, my skin doesn't react very well to hyaluronic acid, but this one is absolutely fine. I presume there's only a small amount. So what I usually do is just pump one pump of this on my hand, and I'm just going to dot it about on my face. I know people are going, oh, you don't do that, you put too much on. But this is how I do it. I only ever use one pump of foundation on my face. As you can see, I've got a lot still left on my hand. Now I pop my fingers into the Blendiful like this, and I kind of just, it's a bit hard to explain, just pull it together in the middle. Now I've noticed that if you pop your finger right to the end, you'll get a more precise point, but you'll get a firmer application. If you slide your fingers down, it's, you know, you haven't got that precision, and it's a, you know, you've got a softer application. Now I found this better to dab and not drag. Well, I kind of drag it down my neck, but I dab it all over my face. Think blender, think bounce, and that's kind of how I apply it. And it tends to work quite well. As you can see, I do have a lot of nasties on my face to cover up. I'm really hoping this lighting is helping. It seems a bit dark now. Yeah, so you just dab. And it's just sort of, you know, it's just blended it in. I'm going to pull that light a little bit closer, just maybe you can see a bit more. I do apologise, this lighting is awful today. Not my usual setup at all. I never bring my foundation up under my eyes, just because I have fine lines, and the minimal amount of product that goes under there, the better. And we are just dabbing. So I normally just do one sort of coat, and then I will build up where I need to build the foundation up. The thing is, I like my foundation to kind of still look, I still like to see my skin underneath it. I like to see some of the flaws, just not all of them. And I think this just really does blend this foundation in so well. You see the primer is coming through. There's a lot of glow coming off foundation, but there's also still a lot of glow coming off of this primer too, which I really like. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit more off of the back of my hand and just build up where I want that extra coverage, which tends to be sort of cheeks, kind of outer perimeter. As you can see, I've got some sort of blemish scarring going on here. I've got my sun damage here. I will probably go in with concealer to cover that over. A bit more over here. It's very difficult putting your makeup on in sort of the viewfinder. There we go. I'm hoping you can see that okay. It is, this foundation gives such a lovely glow. Yeah, and it's just, you know, bring it, this is where I do tend to drag it a bit. I just bring it down my neck, under my chin, just make sure I haven't got that line that you used to see a lot of teenage girls having that thick dark line on the jawline. There we go. Glance down in that mirror there. Yep. And pop a little bit more just here. And I've still got some on the back of my hand, so I've probably used 3/4 of a pump. I have noticed this blender does amp up the coverage of foundation. I have used it with several different ones, and I've used it sort of with very light CC creams, and it just amps the coverage up. It doesn't really absorb the product. There's a little bit there, but it's not soaking it up like a blender would. And I can't see any patchiness. It's just kind of just melted into my skin, which is great, you know, that glow. It's just a shame I'm going to knock it back with some powder in a short while. Oh, excuse me. Alright, so that's that in. I must be feeling a bit crazy, but I'm going to be trying out a new concealer. I really should have gone for one I'm more familiar with. But this is the I Heart Revolution Heartbreaker Concealer. And I think it's in the shade Prailine. I think the shade might be off for me. It might be a bit too dark, but I'm going to see. We're just going to go with it, really. If I end up looking like a mess, I end up looking like a mess. So what I tend to do is just pop. See, now you can see all the fine lines and things that I have down here. Pop a dab in there and a dab out there. I don't do the V. I do have aging skin, so you know I need to keep what's going on under my eyes quite minimal. And now I'm just gonna dab in. So I'm gonna move that. Oh, I'm gonna move that light back because it's just got shadows. There we go. And we just dab, and then I bring the last of my concealer down like that. And then what I do is, to get right into the corner, I bring it right to a point. Now I haven't changed sides yet. I'm still using the side that has my foundation on. I'm not overly fussy, but you can use a separate part if you wanted to. I don't know what I'm thinking about this concealer. Coverage doesn't really seem to be there, does it? I'm just pushing it in. There we go. And I'm going to pop some on the other eye. I can see a bit of a difference between the two. I think this is supposed to smell like chocolate, but it smells quite chemically. And I'm going to pop just a tiny bit on my agey spots. Just try and get rid of them. I always work from the outside first, and then I just pull it out and then bring down what's left under the eye. I want to try and keep the minimal amount of concealer under my eye as possible, even though it does look like I've just dabbed a huge great big blob of it there. And then just tap, 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 tap. Just think beauty blender. There we go. You can see all the texture on my skin as I'm so close. So I have a cold. It seems to be like as soon as I put foundation on, my nose starts streaming. Yeah, I'm starting to look more awake. I can't see whether I'm creasing. I'm just going to glance in this mirror. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be too bad at the moment. Make sure I've got it all. Right, That seems to be in. Just love the glow off of that serum and foundation is just wow. Now what I tend to do is once my concealer's on, I will go in with my powder. Well, this is one of them. I use this just under my eyes, and I sometimes just, you know, tone down my T-zone with it. It is the Rimmel Stay Matte Press Powder. This is in Silky Beige, which is 05. As you can see, it's very loved. It's gone. But yeah, I do love this. I've been using this, I would say, for about 15 years. Absolutely love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the Baby Blendiful, and I'm just going to make sure that I don't have or am just pushing down any creasing that's going on. I'm hoping that when I sit down to film the intro that I'm not actually sitting down and looking like one big creasy mess. And all I do is I just tap it in and then just tap on and just push in that concealer and just set it. If I don't set my under eye, it will just be an absolute mess. And that's how I do it. And this Blendiful is just absolutely amazing. I bought one for a friend when I purchased this, and she said her under eyes have never looked as good as they do now. And I think this is so much better than using a finger. I normally use a blender to go under my eyes, and I prefer using this now. In actual fact, I have been a bit naughty and just kept this in my makeup drawer and have just worked my way round the sides until it's dirty all the way over and then put it in the wash. Naughty, I know. Right, my age spot is really poking through there. I don't like that. This concealer isn't great for coverage, I don't think. I'll put a bit more on. I know you shouldn't layer it up and layer it up, and there we go. I'm hoping that helps. Right, the next step I usually do is I go in with my cream contour. Now I use cream contour and I use bronzer. This is a pricey one, but it's good. I use this every single day. Huda Beauty Tantour, and this is in the shade Light. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah, I definitely do have a cold, and I tend to just pop my finger in, and I just feel for where my cheekbones are, and I've just gone absolutely crazy there and popped on way too much, but yeah, just bring it down. Way too much. Bit up here. Bit up here. We'll get rid of that. Now I look quite funny. And what I do is I will now turn my Blendiful over. So I've just pulled the strap around the other side, and I really do kind of hold it so that it's in two, and you get that kind of sharp line, and I just push my contour in, and I push it right up to my hairline. Got way too crazy with that. I'm hoping I can knock it down with a bit of powder. And then the same with this side, I'll push it all the way back to my hairline. Push it into the gap where my cheekbones are, but I don't like to bring it too far down, otherwise it'll end up down here, and it's not a good look. Yeah, it's got a bit crazy, but hey ho. This cream contour is pricey. I think it was about £50, but a little, as you can see, goes a long way. you do not need to go nuts with this at all. And I'm going to come over to this side and just tap it in. I've got loads of little baby hairs. I keep trapping them in. They have a mind of their own. I'm really kind of now thinking that, do I want to go to the salon and have all my hair cut again once they're open? Because it's just getting in the way. It gets everywhere. And there we go. And that's, I think, is in. I'm hoping that's not looking all patchy, and it's very difficult with this lighting. I want to get back to my usual setup. So there we go. I do have kind of like I think it's like a mole or something here, and whatever I put there, it just grabs to. It looks really funny. So I do apologise for that. I'm going to use a cream blush. I thought we'd try and get as many cream products out as we can. And this is the Pixie by Petra. It's like a blush stick. You can use it on lip and cheeks. And this is the shade Baby Petal. Now what I tend to do is, it's a twist up stick. Absolutely lovely colour. And I'll just pop it on my hand. Give a good amount on my hand there. And then with sort of another corner of the Blendiful, not the pointy end, just a clean corner, I just sort of dab it off my hand, and then I just bring it up onto my cheeks. Now I like to concentrate it high up on my cheeks. I don't like to put too much product down here. You will see a little bit, but I don't like to put too much there. And just kind of just blend it in a bit with the contour. I'm used to just sitting here doing this on my own, singing a tune to in my head. I'm kind of explaining everything. So strange. Now you see it's on there. I'm just gonna tap it in. I like this. You can really build up the colour and really amp it up, but also you can just apply very light layers, and it just gives you that subtle pink colour with a glow as well. It has an added glow too. Just a little bit down the nose. Make it look like I've been sitting on the beach. Yeah, and there we go. Obviously I've taken most of it off of the back of my hand. I'm going to give that a bit of a wipe. Now this next product, I thought I'll go for a bit of cream highlight as well, just to show you what the Blendiful does when you apply it. I don't normally use a cream highlight. I have lots of them, I just don't use them. This is the Revolution Pro. I love this packaging though. I think they really amped up the packaging. It says it's called the Highlighting Potion, and this is in the shade Rose Quartz. I think I've used this once. Yeah. So, oh, I think I might have gone a bit nuts. So with another clean corner, I can find a clean corner, there we go. I'm going to take it off of the back of my hand, just like the blush, and then just tap it in where I want the highlight. Not that I need a massive amount of highlight with this look, because it's already very glowy. I think the, oh, this is fragranced. It smells like vanilla. Oh, I like that. Yeah, and just, can you see that? I like that. This is kind of like an oil formula. I quite like that. I may have to introduce this in. I can see. Can you see my concealer has creased? Nice. So I think I now know that that one isn't one for under the eyes. Pop a little bit just above here, just to. There we go. And bring it down. I always highlight my nose. Bring it down a bit. And there we go. Wow. Very glowy. Now whether I look like that in the intro will be another matter. Now I am going to go in with my setting powder, which for some reason I can't find. Where is it? There it is. Sorry, lost it. The setting powder I've got in rotation at the moment, it's the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, and this just says it's the original mineral veil. I presume it is translucent. Doesn't have a shade. Excuse me. I absolutely love this. You've got a twisty cap on the top, so I twist it off, and then I tip a really small amount in my lid. That was way too much. Yeah, small amount in the lid, just kind of shake it out, and then on the clean end of my Blendiful I go in, pop it on, I tap it off on the back of my hand because otherwise that's too much, and then I just pop the powder where I want it and just set my face down. You see, I've still got that kind of glow, but I've kind of set everything down at the same time. I have to set my makeup, otherwise it will just slide off of my face, which isn't good. We do not want any makeup falling up on the floor. Yeah. It looks very daunting, I think, this, and so many people reviewed it and went, it's awful and I don't know how it works. As long as you it's just dab, that's it. Think of it like a traditional powder puff and a beauty blender, just dab. Right, I think that powder is in. Let me see, I've got some acne scarring here. And what I'm going to do is, as well, I'm going to go back in under my eyes and see if I can get rid of some of that awful creasing from that concealer, which is very disappointing, but that's what I get for testing out a new product. Right, so we are almost there. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a setting spray, and this is the XX Revolution Face Fix. I really like this. This has such a fine mist to it. You cannot feel it on the face, so be careful, you might overdo it. It smells like coconut, and it just, after an hour or so, it kind of melts into the skin and it gives you a really nice glow. But I made the mistake of wearing this to work, and when I hit hour 10 of my shift, my face just lit up, the whole thing. So I don't think it's good for long wear, but short wear, absolutely love it. So I'm going to go in with this. Because it's so fine and you can't feel it, I always tend to go in with a bit too much. So let's see how we go. Yeah. It's really, really fine. I like that, and it smells almost identical to the oh, excuse me, the Too Faced setting spray. That's one of my favourites. And then I always, once I've set my face, I always go in with either a beauty blender, or I do it with this as well, and just push that setting spray into the powder, and it just kind of melts everything together. There we go. I think we are done. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run away and I'm going to do my eyes, do my brows, pop on some bronzer, and just see how everything is looking, and then I'm going to come back and we'll have a recap, and then I'll ask you for your thoughts and what you think. Alright, so I shall see you in a moment. So here's the finished look. I've not added anything else to my face at all, and as you can see, I'm hoping I can get close enough, it's blended out incredibly well. That concealer didn't crease nowhere near as much as I thought it did, which is quite cool. So I'm really, really, really enjoying the Blendiful. I know they're difficult to get hold of because we've got to obviously ship them in from America, but they are definitely, where's mine? Here it is. worth a go. Yeah, I really do recommend these. I was very sceptical when I first saw them released, and that's kind of why I've waited, what, almost a year? Very late to the party. I think the party's over now. Yeah, that's why I've waited over a year to try them out. But no, definitely I wish I'd ordered them sooner. And just in case you were wondering, I've got the Revolution Quad XX in Exposed on my eyes. I just popped that one in the crease and blended it up, and just popped this gold on the lid. You can see, absolutely lovely. And I've just popped on the Revolution Velvet Kiss Lip Crayon, and it's in the shade Icon. I absolutely love these. Got quite a lot of Revolution on my face. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry there was a lot of hopping backwards and forwards. I'm now back to where I usually am, yay! And I do apologise, and if the lighting was, you know, not right. It's really difficult filming. I'm quite happy here, and you know, I've got lighting and sort of sound and stuff, you know, done, I think. But when it comes to application, it's very difficult to apply makeup where I'm sitting. So I need my own vanity. So I need to tell my partner, come on, shift your computer desk. I need a vanity. Shimmy yours over and let me in. So let me know what you thought of the Blendiful. Have you got one? What do you think of it? Like I said, I absolutely love it. My friend loves it. I'm going to order another one, I think, just because, you know, it's washing this every single time. I'm going to have two in rotation, and I've got a feeling if I've got two of these, my blenders may end up rendered obsolete, because these are just absolutely fabulous. So thank you for joining me again today, and I hope to see you again soon. In the meantime, lovelies, take care, bye bye.